So answer me this question, my friend. Is it self-care that you're truly searching for? Or is it the feeling of freedom? Is it the feeling of oneness? Is it the feeling of being absolutely not dependent on anything or any outcome or any expectation, but just being purely and authentically and sacredly you? And to get to that space isn't easy, because we're the type of person who wants to keep changing, wants to keep evolving, and that's a great thing. But start to recognize that self-care is a frequency. Self-care is a vibration. When you can tap into this vibration, things are going to be a lot more smooth. Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means I help you feel better and perform better. Today I want to speak to you guys about a topic which might be a little bit controversial, because I might be one of the very few telling you this, but you're doing your self-care ineffectively. And the reason that I say that is a couple of reasons. So the first reason is everything that you do is self-care. Once you realize this, it changes your whole belief system, okay? So I'm giving you a little pearl of wisdom here that I really want you to apply the next time that you think of this. Why do we get angry? Because we feel powerless in a situation. Why do we feel powerless? Because we want power. We want control. Why do we want control? Because we want to feel safe. Why do we want to feel safe? Because we care about ourselves. Why do we feel sad? Well, we feel sad because something is meaningful to us. Why is it meaningful to us? Because we care about it, which means we care about ourselves. You see where I'm going with this? Every single thing that you do is to go towards pleasure and away from pain. So you're always going towards care and away from discomfort. Even when you're self-harming, what happens in that sense? Your pain is gone so high that in fact you feel like escape would be a better option. It's an escape button, a way out of this. However, why do you want to hurt yourself? Because you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't do anything. You would just be apathetic. You would just be going about your life in a sedentary, mildly zombie-like state. The fact is, you had some extremes in your life, perhaps, and so you care. Now, when we can come back to this, to the core reasoning of this care, then we can start to tweak the different things that we are doing. You see, once we can come back to this core realization that I'm doing things because I care about myself, I'm doing things because I care about others, this care is going to be a lifeboat, a life jacket in this case, that keeps you going forward. And you might be sold self-care in the mental health industry in different ways. Download this meditation for $20. Try this essential oil or this scented candle, which will assist with your self-love. You see, industries like this, the self-improvement industry, the spiritual wellness community, they profit off of your insecurities. Is actually there to make money. It is there to help you. I'm sure there are a lot of care-based entrepreneurs, and I'm sure that there's people out there that want to actually genuinely serve. I'm not denying that. But self-care has been sold to you as a way out. Now, it's not a way out, it is a way in. What do I mean by that? You're searching for the self-care thing. You're doing these activities externally. You're taking a bubble bath, and then you feel like, oh, by taking this bubble bath, I'll just let all my problems fade away. But then when you get out of the bubble bath, your problems start bubbling up, no pun intended, okay, in real life. So once you're doing this self-care, you're fine. What happens after you stop doing this self-care? Do you go back to your old self? And this is what a lot of people struggle with. I struggle with it too. I genuinely wouldn't bring this topic up if I did not struggle with this as well. Okay? So I feel you, I hear you, I understand. But now here is where the real tweak happens. Self-care has got to have the foundation of self-love underneath it, okay? Let me say that again. Self-care is a smaller puzzle piece within the bigger puzzle piece of self-love. So if you're not truly loving yourself, you're not going to care for yourself. Just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't love them, really, you don't really care. If you truly did, there would be a degree of care associated with it. If it's running in the back of your mind, yeah, that's care. Okay? So I know we have this thing in culture where we're like, I don't care, man. It's whatever. I don't care. I don't give a damn. It's not so much that you don't care. It's like, what are you going to choose to care about? And how are you going to hold yourself to a maintenance, a system where your self-care actually works for you and it isn't another escape? Are you on Amazon constantly ordering self-care activities, thinking that's going to fix the root core issue that you're going through? Or are you going to actively work through your healing and your traumas and the different things that happened to you in the past? Or are you demonstrating to the universe, I'm so desperate that I need to buy a bath bomb to feel good about myself? Now, a lot of things are wrong with this, and I just want to point it out to you. I'm not saying that you can't do that, okay? And I'm not saying that you can't have a donut once in a while. But if you're having 17 donuts in a row and chowing them down like Pac-Man, that's a different story. That's you avoiding something. That's you overriding your pain through an activity. Someone wants to talk to you about, hey, man, let's actually figure this thing out. Let's get you on the right path, on the right road. You want to avoid it. No, I know what to do. I'll handle it. You act like you don't care. But the fact is, you are caring. You want to handle it. You're trying to do it by yourself. So ultimately, I just want to constantly remind you that you do care. Start caring again. Don't overcare. Find the sweet spot of your care and slowly start changing your identity based on this thing. Maybe you have some kind of mental health label or diagnoses attached to it. Oftentimes, there are diagnoses, there are disorders. A lot of the times the things that we're going through are just symptoms. Like you might have ADHD, or you might just have trouble focusing. You might have anxiety, or you might have trouble with handling tension and stress. You might have depression, or you might have an issue with processing sadness. So before you start diagnosing yourself and labeling yourself before even having gone to any kind of mental health practitioner, what I would remind you is to hold yourself accountable to a gold standard, because you are worthy no matter what. And I understand there's a lot of stuff going on, like get out of the comfort zone, that's where you grow. Look, you don't want to be out of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is the goal. You just want to expand your comfort zone, right? You want to make it elastic so that you're expanding like the universe is constantly expanding. So are you. So that expansion can only happen if you take a step into the unknown. Because the unknown is where the higher dimensions are. The unknown are where bad things can happen too. You don't know that. You can't predict that. No matter how many psychic ritual courses that you've done on Udemy, you're not going to be able to know the future, unfortunately. You can have little hints. You can have little premonitions. And I know I'm saying this like a lot of people talk about this topic, but I don't think many people talk about how ineffective it is that we buy all these self-care products and instead don't even do the self-care activities that are required to come from within, right? Maybe you're being forced to do it. It's like, take a shower today. Why aren't you taking a shower? Well, yeah, if you don't feel like it, if you want to be hot and sticky during quarantine, if you want that feeling of just like not giving a damn, then you're going to not do it. But if you start seeing yourself differently, if you start using this time for refinement, if you truly know that this is a process of change and breakthrough moments can happen very quickly, we overextend it thinking we have to go on this radical journey to make transformation and change happen. That's not true. We can decide today and get the ball rolling. And it's going to be chaotic. Success is not linear. Okay, it's abstract. Some lucky moment, some opportunity comes in, meet the right person, right time, right? So all of these things, you just want to make that synchronicity and live in the zone, make your flow state that optimal that you're coming from that space. All right? That's my take on self-care. I don't know if you guys resonate or not. If you do, please leave me a like and a subscribe. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legend.